Subscribe to my channel Arnav Verma for all latest Indian cricket updates. Click the notification bell for notifications of all the videos. So hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I have a really special guest, Vijay Lokapally sir. He has already been once on the channel. In that video we talked about India versus Sri Lanka, India versus England and many more. But in today's video we have a rather different objective to talk about, which is the Olympics and reviewing India's campaign in the whole Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which was rather decent when you have looked at all the Olympics which India have participated in their history. This was the best Olympics so far. We overtook the London 2012 Olympics tally of 6 medals. This time we got 7 medals. So yeah, I have Vijay Lokapally sir today with me to talk about the Olympics. So welcome Vijay Lokapally sir to the show.
Thank you, Arnav. I'm sure you would have celebrated the gold medal because I was seeing it for the first time in my lifetime. An individual medal in athletics. Obviously, you also would have seen it for the first time, and 6 other medals, including 2 silver medals, which is again a very what should I say? It speaks to the development of sports in India overall. You're good at cricket, yes, but Olympics is something which attracts sportsmen from all over the world. And it's a very demanding sports competition, if you call it. And so I was very thrilled. But what about you? What about you? I want to know from you.
This Olympics was the first one I was watching, and I was totally before the Olympics I was I didn't not know about many other sports. I just knew minimum. I knew that in badminton, if you hit it over the fence, if you hit it over the fence, it's a point to the other person. If you miss it, it's the point to the other person. I just knew basic rules about badminton, wrestling also a bit and all of that. But I got to know a lot about golf in this Olympics. A lot about what you talk javelin throw. I didn't know anything about that. Athletic events, a lot I got to learn about them. There were many things which I got to learn about. Especially I was really interested in watching wrestling and boxing also. Boxing's rules I have still not understood till now. Judges are really confusing their decisions, because sometimes I see some boxer dominating and they just give it 5-0 to the other boxer, whereas I think it should have been 5-0 to the other boxer. It's totally very confusing. But I've got to know a lot about other sports, especially boxing, wrestling and badminton. So yeah.
Good, because you should love all sports, because every sport has some attraction, and as sports lovers, we can have a soft corner for a particular sports. Like, you will not sleep without watching cricket, and I also love cricket a lot, but there are so many other sports. Athletics is definitely there, swimming, gymnastics, hockey. Hockey has been very dear to every Indian sports lover because of the history. But I think the best thing about this Olympics, if you ask me, the gold medal is going to be always up there. But the biggest story for me was the women sportspersons doing excellently. Right from the first day, Arnav, when Mirabai Chanu gave us the silver.
Yeah, it was a brilliant start.
To the last day when we had Neeraj Chopra giving us the javelin gold. So many youngsters will now dream of participating at Olympics, winning medals, because if you win a medal, you just see how the country reacts.
Yeah.
Every countryman and every Indian citizen was taking such pride in what these athletes have done. So 7 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze. It is India's best ever Olympics. But obviously there was disappointment, because shooters had worked very hard, archers had worked very hard. Vinesh Fogart was, she was very focused on winning. Unfortunately, she could not. So there were certain disappointments also. but then they can learn
Yeah.
from the Tokyo experience and go very strong to Paris.
Yeah. So, sir, like my main question, like I wanted to ask you about, like when some of our players were losing to higher ranked players, like Satish Kumar in boxing lost to the world #1 boxer who eventually won the gold medal. But like our excuse was like he was injured, he was fighting the world #1 boxer, he didn't stand a chance, he reached that round of 16 game. That was itself a huge thing. So like that's a certain that's a very good excuse, like a good statement. But what happens to our world #1 players? Amit Pangal, world #1, like he lost in the first round. Deepika Kumari also our world #1. She's also ranked world #1. She also couldn't like bring a medal home. Many players, Vinesh Fogart also world #1, but she also couldn't bring, like she just progressed to the second round and then she lost. Like these should at least reach the semi-finals, but they are not. So what do you say about that?
Look, Arnab, you should never go by rankings,
Hmm.
right? If you see, when it comes to shooting, Ranjan Sodhi,
Hmm.
one of our finest shooters, he went on record to say that these rankings do not matter
Hmm.
because rankings come from your participation in different tournaments. And there are
Yeah.
many shooters, archers who may not have participated in those tournaments because they were preparing silently for the Olympics. You
Yeah.
look at China, they were not participating in many tournaments, but
Hmm.
they have champions in so many different sports. So here, I will not be drawn by or attracted by the fact that you are world #1 because, like I said, the form at Olympics, the conditions at Olympics, and also your opponent. Your
Hmm.
opponent has also prepared for 4 years,
Yes.
right? He or she has also dreamt of beating the best and winning the gold, silver, bronze. So don't get affected or influenced by the fact that okay, Amit Pangal was #1 because that day in the ring his opponent was moving better, his opponent
Yes.
was scoring much better scoring points. So and Pangal obviously was under pressure, which is something maybe I think that's one factor our Indian sportsmen lack is to handle pressure.
Yeah.
Uh, Neeraj Chopra did it amazingly because he was so focused. Right, last couple of years he was
Hmm.
just talking of gold medal, nothing else, and he achieved that. But Arnav, please remember there were hockey boys also who had
Hmm.
prepared so well.
Yeah.
And if they'd won the bronze, I think they deserve to get into the semifinals. If they're not,
Hmm.
but at least they have a bronze medal to show after
Yeah.
41 years, a medal in men's hockey. But women's hockey, hats off to them. I salute the women hockey players because they defied everybody, Arnab.
Yes.
Not many
Like
supported
after they
them.
lost the first three games, like many people said they
Yes,
didn't even deserve to qualify for the Olympics. But then,
exactly.
like they won or they handled the pressure well. They won the final two games of the group stage. They've qualified for the
Yeah.
semi-finals. No, sorry, the quarterfinals. Then they beat Australia in a very, very tough game where nobody backed them to do so.
Yes, absolutely. So that is what are the success stories, for this Olympics are now the biggest success story to me is the women's hockey team
Hmm.
because they had no supporters, literally no supporters. Nobody,
Yeah.
if you look for newspapers, very little was written about them. And also Mirabai Chanu. I mean,
Hmm.
she went without making any claims, right? Not many people knew that she had a medal prospect because she had performed miserably at Rio,
Yeah.
right? She was a disaster, if you call it. But here, amazingly, on the first day, she gave such a beautiful start to the Olympics with the
Hmm.
silver medal. And not many people are talking Aditi Ashok, the
Yes.
golfer. She again was unsung to finish fourth at the Olympics is a big
Yeah,
achievement. If you
being
remember,
ranked 200 in the world and then finishing fourth is
yes,
a huge, huge achievement.
huge achievement. It speaks for her talent, her ability to handle pressure. her mental
She
toughness on
nearly
the
won
golf
a medal.
course.
Like till round three, she was in medal contention. She was winning a medal. Even till half
Yes,
of like even till the round four was ending, we were like, she's gonna win a medal, whether it's silver or bronze. Like it was just one stroke which she missed, and she would have won a medal. But it was
very true.
a splendid performance.
Splendid. I mean, if you see, she has now inspired
Hmm.
many young kids to look at golf as a competitive sport. Yes, not just you go there for your entertainment or your social game on a Saturday or a Sunday. It is, you can look at glory, Olympic glory, Asian Games glory in golf. And hockey has inspired so many youngsters now. I've been told that many sports shops are reporting that there are demands for hockey sticks now. So, which I think is a very good sign. Not just cricket bats or cricket gloves and pads. People want the kids to play hockey, and maybe Arnav, very soon we would hear that there is a huge demand for the javelin spear. Everybody would want the children to take to javelin. So it's been a wonderful Olympics. A bit disappointing. We should have been in a double digit as far as medals tally is concerned. But nevertheless, there is lot to be motivated.
Yeah. So, like, sir, what was your top? Like there's obviously women's hockey, men's hockey, like many things. But which was one medal which you'll never forget, except the gold medal, obviously. But which was one performance or one medal which you won't ever forget, like from this Olympic?
The hockey bronze, because I have grown up reading about hockey glory. I remember listening to the commentary of the 1980 Moscow Olympics final, where India was playing Spain and India won 4-3. And I also remember the 1975 World Cup hockey commentary. That was much before India won the 1983 World Cup in cricket. So hockey has been very close. There was a lot to read in sports magazines, Arnav. If you go back and see Sports Star and Sports Week and Sports World, there was so much of hockey coverage. Hockey players on the cover, posters of hockey players. And so to me, I have many friends in hockey circles. Many of these Olympians are my friends. And I was very delighted because before, to tell you the truth, every time we went to Olympics, they talked of hockey medal,
Yeah.
hockey medal. But it did not
Like
happen,
back, yeah,
unfortunately.
like back in the day, the only medal you used to get in the Olympic was a hockey gold, nothing else.
Absolutely. And that was the only gold medal we were getting for 7 Olympics. And then this
Yeah.
came at the Moscow Games. But I'm very happy. This means a lot, not just for the hockey as not just for hockey as game, for every sports lover. Because for hockey, if you watch Arnav, it is a very tough sport, a
Yes.
very exciting sport, very electrifying when you watch a forward getting past so many defenders and scoring with the help of a colleague or maybe more. But it is a very exciting and a very electrifying sport to watch.
Yeah.
Such pace, if you see the pace of the ball, and the shots are absolutely fascinating.
Yes. So, sir, like when you talk about hockey's development, like in the few like years before this Olympic, like our hockey was fading a lot. At one time, we used to be the best country in the world. Before Olympic, like everyone used to talk about, like India gold is confirmed. The other teams who play well will get a silver or bronze. That used to be the talks before the Olympics, like in the past times. But now, as Indian hockey is growing and developing, like what, according to you, is the role of the Odisha government?
Oh my God, what a question you have asked. It has a big role to play. Orissa government and Mr. Patnaik, the chief minister, he came forward. He was convinced that hockey revival has to be done with sincere effort. So he offered sponsorship. He made the state a hockey state, laid out, built a hockey stadium, a beautiful stadium in Bhubaneswar, AstroTurf ordered for the young hockey players. And Odisha has had a history of producing splendid hockey players. I mean, Dilip Tirki among the greatest to have come out from Odisha has been, Michael Kindo, a very solid defender who passed away last year. So these are some of the names I can just reel off to you. But Odisha government has to get the biggest credit along with Hockey India, because Hockey India went out in search of sponsors. They struck a kind of a partnership or association with the Odisha government to ensure that the big hockey tournaments will be held in Bhubaneswar. And hats off to the people of Odisha, Arnab, who come and watch in big numbers. The stadium is full, and there are as many spectators standing outside the hockey stadium, Kalinga Hockey Stadium. So I'm so happy that you remembered the Odisha government at this point, because they played a very big role in the revival of Indian hockey.
Yeah, sir, I agree. So now wrapping up the show, like my final question basically is that like going forward, like this Olympic, we many people thought double digits is a possibility, because shooting everyone was expecting 2 to 3 medals at least, but like shooting disappointed. Now looking at Paris 2024, how many medals are you expecting over there as a sort of a prediction? And from which all sports are you expecting how many? So that's my final question.
I am sure we will double the number, because it is 3 years from now in Paris. Now we know what it means and what it takes to win a medal. So we have tasted success at Tokyo, and there will be efforts made in every little sport. And this time you have had a fencer qualifying. So it is not a very easy thing to imagine. I mean, you might say, "Oh, fencing," but she was there. She won the first round, and I am amazed that how sportsmen in India, sportswomen in India are now dreaming big. So I will say, Arnav, you can safely double the number, and I'm sure people who have unfortunately trolled Manu Bakar and Saurabh Chaudhary will stand outside the airport in 2024, because these two youngsters will come back with bigger glory in shooting, and you can expect athletics to go up, because now the Athletics Federation of India, which supported Neeraj Chopra especially, and Adil Sumariwala, a former athlete, he is the president, he is doing a wonderful job in the Athletics Federation of India. So these people have worked very hard, and Arnav, we cannot complete the show without giving credit to the TOPS scheme, Target Olympic Podium Scheme, because they identified the possible players who can win medals. They supported them financially, and also morally. They ensured they got the best facilities for 4 years. And of course, the Sports Ministry, which had planned this structure, and the Sports Authority of India, which plays the major role in promoting sports in India. There are the earmarked funds. They have lots of competitions for youngsters. From there, they pick talent, like in Khelo India. That's the first step, which was set in motion by 5 years ago by our former Olympic shooter, silver medalist, Mr. Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore, who was a fantastic shooter himself. He took great interest. So top scheme, Sports Authority of India and the government. You have to give them credit. And of course, sports lovers like you and me.
Yeah. So that's like just wrapping up the show. I really hope you enjoyed today, because like it's Olympics. I covered this Olympics, like we had a review day by day, all the days, like from day 1 to day 15, and I got a pretty good response. Really loved your enthusiasm for Olympics. So really hope you guys watch this also. And please tell your predictions for Paris 2024, and like how much you love this Olympics. Did you learn something new about other sports? I did learn a lot about other sports. Yes, sir. What are you saying?
Arnav, you have to promise me that you will come to watch a hockey match with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Whenever the pandemic goes, whenever there is hockey in Delhi, you and I will go and watch a hockey match either at the National Stadium or at the Shivaji Stadium. You have to come and understand what really hockey is.
Sure, sir. Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll be having more Olympic content in the future. Cricket is going on, India versus England. Rain is really irritating. So yeah, yeah, so just wrap up and let's see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye and
देश की धरती ओ मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती देश की धरती ओ मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती की धरती ओ मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती मेरे देश की धरती मेरे देश की धरती
yeah.